guess who we have here today? The chief convener of the pre-conference school health and nutrition workshop. And it's his birthday today. We've had lots of celebrations today, and we were supposed to read something out to him, but we didn't have that opportunity to do that. And so I decided to steal this time and read it out. Prof, please permit us. Professor Francis Bruno Zotor, in recognition of your unwavering commitment to making a meaningful impact in the lives of others, we celebrate your role as an exceptional mentor and cheerleader. Your passion for empowering those around you is evident in every interaction, where you inspire growth and foster confidence. You consistently go above and beyond, providing invaluable guidance and support, making you a pivotal figure in the nutrition community. Your dedication not only uplifts us, but also cultivates a culture of positivity and encouragement. I personally call him my cheerleader. You ensure that everyone feels valued and motivated to achieve their goals. Thank you for being amazing, Prof. It's so nice to have you here.
It is humbling.
We are so proud to have you.
Thank you.
We have been talking a lot about school health and nutrition, and I know that it's at the core of your heart, and you want children to succeed. You want children to do well academically. You want us to be healthy as a people, as a community, as a country. And so you have passionately put together the pre-conference school health and nutrition workshop preceding the African Nutrition Congress. But I'm curious though, even though I've known you for a while, I'm wondering what has inspired you to pursue a career in public health, nutrition, particularly in the context of school health and nutrition?
I'm very grateful for this opportunity to be able to speak to the question that you've just posed for the benefit of others.
Okay.
But I would want to say that coming from a background of biotechnology, I watched a film by Kevin Carter, who won the Fielder Prize in 1995, 94, thereabouts. And this was a picture of a vulture waiting to pounce on a malnourished child that was helpless. That was the award-winning photograph that he took. And when I looked at that picture, it had an impact on me. That malnourished child could have been me. So giving the opportunity to kids or children, the talents, the abilities, and the potential that they have, you could turn them to something. So when that opportunity comes, let's make good use of that opportunity. And so for me, school health, nutrition, or the school feeding program and all of that gives us the opportunity to be able to come to the aid of the future generation. A child born today, 20 years later, can make an impact in his or her circumference of influence. This is what drives me and makes me so motivated.
That's interesting, Prof. The story you shared about the vulture ready to pounce on a child is a very sad story, and I guess we don't know what happened to the child eventually.
I know.
What happened to the child?
No. The child was rescued some way, somehow.
Oh, was rescued?
Yes, but the child didn't live too long.
Oh.
Because his system was so saturated. Once we thought it was a girl, it was actually a boy. But the child eventually died 7 years later.
That's sad to know. Looking at this, we understand that poverty is one of the contributing factors of malnutrition.
Yes.
And so for some people in school feeding areas, especially the resource poor settings, we realize that some children are excited to go to school because of the food that they're going to be provided. What do you think is the relationship between poverty and the nutritional status of children, especially school-age children?
It is very important to know that poverty has a link to school-age children, because if a child is poor and they don't have the key macro and micronutrients, that child is lacking in certain key nutrients for their cognitive development and for their overall development.
Right.
So when you are in a home where there's no money and there's poverty, all around you. A hungry man, as they say, is an angry man.
Hungry man.
So you don't have food. You are thinking about how to fill your stomach. And that, for me, is a challenge. So no wonder that when there is school feeding, kids are always looking forward to going to school so that it can alleviate that poverty or that hunger within them. Poverty is a disease. And poverty is very much linked to the well-being of the child. That is what I would say.
That's true. And so throughout the conference, we've had people coming from all over the world, all over Africa.
Yes.
And they have shared success stories. And some of them seem abstract to us. I know that you even challenged one of the success stories. And so we are all passionate about this. We want our discussions to translate to the ground. We want to see our policies working. We want to see them being practical. We want to see that this is school feeding program. It's not about filling the tummy. It's about providing quality food.
Yes.
Even if we're going to do an egg a day, can we come as a people, as a community, as a country? In previous interviews, we've talked about home gardening. We've talked about using local resources. What are some of the success stories that we feel that we can adopt as a country, particularly in Ghana, so that we can help improve school feeding programs?
You know, I've always said it, and I've had the privilege of traveling around the world in my capacity in different jurisdictions. I've been to Japan, and I've looked at the food that are given to school-going children. I've had the privilege of spending time over 1 year in South Korea, and I had the opportunity of seeing their school meals. How different is the Korean, the Japanese, from the Ghanaian, the African? If governments were interested, looking at the diversity of foods that we have in our country, the fruits and the vegetables, I think this would be a great opportunity to leave a legacy for the future generation, that the future generation can be well fed and well nourished, given the right key nutrients. These children can grow up and become resourceful.
Right.
The potential, the talents and abilities in them will be nurtured. Let's give the children the opportunity and learn the lessons from Japan, the lessons from Korea, the lessons from Peru, the lessons from other countries. It is possible. I've got some friends who were feeding millions of people in India. We can do likewise.
Right.
We are not short of abundance of diverse foods.
And these are foods provided by their governments.
Yes.
And so Ghana government
were
can
involved.
do so as well and diversify.
Let a leader come into position and say that this is what I want to leave as a legacy for the children of the future. And if they can do that, it will be bingo.
I see. It looks like you already answered my follow-up question, but I was going to ask that. So what role do you see that policy plays in addressing nutrition-related issues in the schools? And how? What are some of the changes that you would advocate for? You know, we say that Ghana school feeding program on the ground. Is that the kind of school feeding program that we have?
Yes, it's the kind of school feeding program that we have, and we do not have money. That is true. We are also relying on foreign interventions to help us. Granted. But you see, if there was a policy to say that how can we make our children, who are going to be the future generation, live better, not for a section, a minority, but for every child that is born into poverty or every child that is born and goes to school, should there be a policy? There has to be a paradigm shift in our thinking to help every child. Let us leave no stone unturned until every child that comes into this world full of potential, full of talent, is given hope that they can transform their generation. And I hope that has to be a policy that comes from the top. Not
that
for a few.
comes from the top.
It has to come from the top.
Where is the top, Prof?
You're talking about from government, filtering down.
Right.
And everybody, every community. And as you mentioned, the 1 egg a day. How can families also be involved? So there should be policy indicators
collaboration
between families. You are sending your child to school and you are relying on the government to feed your child.
And our nutritionist consulted in the implementation of the
Exactly.
school feeding program, right from the policy level to
Policy
the ground,
level to the ground
when
level.
the food is served.
Yeah.
Do we have nutritionists to make sure that, yes, these foods are diversified
A
enough to
mango,
provide
an
what they need?
orange, an egg. Give that to your children to say that this is a gift from the Zotor family or from the ANC family towards the development and the growth of the children. When the children go to school, they will smile, they will be happy, and they will play. And they will also learn.
Right.
Let families be part of the development of the growth of their children.
Right.
Let nutritionists and everybody along the value chain, everybody contributing to the development of the future generation.
Right.
20 years later, those children can smile.
Wonderful. I think these are practical initiatives that we can implement. And so, Prof, finally, what is your vision for the future of school health and nutrition in Africa? And how do you plan to contribute to this vision?
My vision, my dream, my hope, and my aspiration is that the children that are being born today be given the opportunity not only to survive, but to grow in a healthy environment. That the things, the talents, and the abilities that they may have, they can stand on my shoulders tomorrow and see further afield. That is my hope. And through school health and nutrition, all of us working collaboratively, all of us working together, we can make it happen. The person doesn't have to be my child for this to happen. It could be somebody's child.
Right.
And I was giving opportunities, and I'm where I am today. Let us give every child the opportunity today. Let it be a policy dimension. That is the future that I desire to see. Right. That our children of tomorrow can smile.
Yes.
Force a child and brush their teeth. Tomorrow they can smile. In the same way, give the children good nutrition. Then tomorrow they can smile and make us happy. Then we can have quality leadership who would say that I was once helped with the school feeding program. Today, I can be somebody to help in steering the affairs of the nation in the right direction.
Right, right. Wonderful. We've been speaking to Professor Francis Bruno Zotor, and this is practical. We can do this as a country, as a people, through policies, through collaborations, through communities, through families. Professor Francis Bruno Zotor, the birthday boy, he's a professor of public health nutrition at the Fred N. Binker School of Public Health, the University of Health and Allied Sciences, Ghana. He's a recognized leader spanning over 2.5 decades in nutrition across Africa and has been instrumental in driving and promoting the establishment of a strong nutrition profession on the continent across the health and education sectors in Africa. Professor Zotor's global context of his work has enabled him to work in both developed and developing societies. He serves on a number of international boards. In Africa, he is board member and a director of African, trustees of both the African Nutrition Society and the Federation of African Nutrition Societies. Currently, he serves as vice president of the International Union of Nutritional Sciences. In Ghana, he serves as an advisor to the Ghana Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics and also chairs the Food and Drugs Authority Board's Technical Advisory Committee on Nutrition. Prof, this is the reduced one. Thank you very much. We are so excited to have had you on. Insightful insights. So viewers, if you have any comments, you can drop them in the chat. Thank you for joining. See you soon.